So, not a great day to be heading into the Southern Alps on a 4-day hike. The outlook was for heavy rain and perhaps even snow, but as sung by Crowded House, we in New Zealand often talk about our weather bringing us 4 seasons in one day. Perhaps our fortunes would improve. Josh and I arrived at the trailhead around lunchtime and got ourselves ready for a soggy afternoon ahead. Around 90 minutes drive from Queenstown, the Caples-Greenstone circuit is located near the head of Lake Wakatipu. The valleys can be walked in either direction. We chose to head around anti-clockwise and take on the Caples first.
Hello, we are out here on the Caples track, and as you can see, it's just a little bit miserable today. The weather forecast has been pretty shocking to say the least. Backed off a little bit and I thought, why not, let's just get out here and rip into it. Hopefully it's going to be a little bit better in the coming days. Should have a nice cozy hut to stay in tonight. So yeah, looking forward to it. I last came out the Caples Valley, I think it was 21 years ago. So it's been a long time between drinks getting to this place. On that trip we linked the Caples in with the route burn trek over 5 days. This time around we're going to loop back off the Caples onto the Greenstone, out here for 4 days, 3 nights. Should be epic.
After around 3 hours of easy walking from the road end, Mid-Caples hut is reached. The persistent rain and unseasonable cold made it somewhat tempting to drop our packs and stay here the night, but we'd already pre-booked a spot and were carrying the keys to a locked hut further up the valley. Onwards we went.
Now left Mid-Caples hut and making our way up the valley to the aptly named Upper Caples hut. Should take us a couple of hours maybe.
Under fading light we finally arrived. A hot brew and dinner was immediately on the cards. Fingers crossed for better weather tomorrow.
Good morning. Rained quite a bit overnight, but it's cleared to a beautiful day this morning. Bit of mist around. Heading up to McCullough Saddle, so should be some pretty good photography conditions up there. See you soon.
Beyond Upper Caples Hut, the track starts climbing and the valley gets even more magical.
Just in the last stretch before getting to McCullough Saddle, about to break out of the bush line into the open. See what views await, eh?
With the climb nearly over, we took the opportunity to take a break beside some picturesque tarns. The wind was fresh, so we didn't linger long. Not long after we reached the high point of the trip, McCullough Saddle. Here, a series of tarns provides stunning reflections of the nearby Darren Mountains. Pretty much all downhill from here. Although by this point we were only about an hour from McCullough Hut, the spot beside a stream was too good to pass up for a lunch break. The track skirts around the western shore of Lake McCullough, passing through some luxuriant field and rainforest which runs right to the lake edge. The walking day from Upper Caples Hut had taken us around 6 hours, although that was chock full of stops for photography.
Here we are at McKellar Hut. Beautiful spot. Sitting out here in the sunshine under snow-capped mountains. Couldn't get any better, really.
After the rain and cold of yesterday, it was nice to spend some time kicking back and enjoying the warmth of the late afternoon.
Some massive pod cheese whizzer. Leave it to your imagination.
Though on occasion the rain came back. Later that evening we strolled back to Lake McKellar for a look. The weather continued to be all over the place. As we went to sleep, it began to rain.
Good morning and welcome to day 3 of our Greenstone Caples trip. Had pretty persistent rain overnight, kept us awake at times, but just on cue. It's cleared out and looks like it's going to be a beautiful day for walking, heading down to Greenstone Hut, about 5-6 hours walk hopefully. Just before heading off for the day we're going to head back to Lake McKellar, hopefully find a reflection and a couple of nice photographs.
We didn't find any reflections, but it was nice shooting some intimate details in the forest. On our way. A few sun showers began to pass through, and we wondered whether the day might not be as fine as first thought. The day ahead was going to be a mix of river flats and skirting through the forest edge following the Greenstone River downstream. Although straightforward terrain, it was going to be a long one. The occasional stretch of tree roots and mud kept things interesting. Around 3 hours in, and at roughly the half point of our day, the rain started to settle in. At about this time the track traversed some rockfall areas, uneven underfoot but otherwise pretty easy to navigate. The rain turned a few sections into a bit of a mud fest, but it was over soon enough as we climbed to slightly higher ground above a gorgy section of the Greenstone. Then it was across a swing bridge suspended high over Steel Creek. Finally, a little bit of shelter at Steel Creek Lodge, a private facility which was unoccupied and locked when we passed through.
Just had lunch in the shelter of Steel Creek Lodge, which is quite handy, but now heading out back into the rain. Not going to be too pleasant.
Not long after, and around 5 hours into our day, the rain started to relent. Much of the floor of the Greenstone Valley is a working farm, so expect to see some friendly animals along the way. The last section before Greenstone Hut is spent back in the forest, and thankfully by now the rain had completely stopped. That Crowded House song playing in my head once more. We were wet, tired and looking forward to reaching our destination. Just before the hut, another spectacular chasm is crossed. This place sure knows how to do river gorges. Greenstone Hut is set in an elevated clearing with great views. The weather showed signs of clearing up, but as we had learnt by now, you can never be too sure. Let's see what the morning brings.
Day 4 and we're packed up and on our way. Got about 3 hours walk, maybe 4, from Greenstone Hut to the car park, road end. Very much looking forward to a proper coffee, maybe even a pizza once we arrive in Glenorchy.
The last day follows the Greenstone River downstream, mostly in the forest but with a few open clearings to wander through.
Just arrived back out on the flats down the Greenstone Valley and back to where the Greenstone comes into the Caples River. So we're just about back to the start where it all began.
Just like that, we were back to where we started, this time under sunny skies. The New Zealand weather had delivered us everything on this trip, but we wouldn't have changed a thing.